What's up, everybody? This has been a crazy day. Go ahead and hit that like button because we have a lot to discuss, like a whole lot. And it's also open panel night. So, y'all know the foolishness is about to ensue.
Make it make sense. Could somebody please make it make sense?
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
She lied, and I should have known better when I seen her hair.
I got a feeling.
What is it saying about my hair? Okay, y'all. So, I promised y'all we could continue doing these open panel nights. It was getting pretty heated the last time, so I think I might try something different. It's not going to be too many people on the screen, maybe like 3 to 4 people at a time. We do like 10 minutes, and then we move to the next set. That way everybody gets to talk. I really would love for all you guys to come up because a lot of you guys do not be agreeing with me, and I prefer it that way. It's not fun to have people who we might think alike, but you can disagree with me. I'm not one of those platforms. So you'll see when I posted Latosha's her single and people in the comments saying, I'm not going to click on that. I put that's fair. That's what we do around here. But okay, so one way that I like to say like thank you to you guys for choosing to spend time with me is I like to actually do giveaways. And one thing about my membership is I kind of let my members know stuff ahead of time that's coming down the pike. So I did a members only community post a couple days ago. So they kind of know what I will be announcing today. But another thing that I like to do is like do giveaways. So when I hit 50,000 subscribers, well, let me tell you the story first. So you guys know I've been very upfront with you about kind of like where I came from, my childhood or whatever. We definitely did not have a lot growing up. We had love. I had a really strong family. Everybody always made sure that the next generation had. That's the way it's worked. But one thing that I did not get until I could afford to pay for it was like dental care. And I'm one of those people where I help out where I can. So I went to Best Buy the other day and this girl convinced me to get this toothbrush that was on sale. Now, why a toothbrush comes in a box like this, I have absolutely no idea, but it was on sale and I bought it and my teeth felt great after I used it. So when I hit 50,000 subscribers, I will do a giveaway to one of my members for this ridiculous toothbrush. I don't know. I think like dental care is important. And when you didn't grow up getting it, then it's probably like something up there. But yes, once I was old enough to pay for my own like dental care, that's what I did. But yeah, it has a lot of y'all. I have never seen a toothbrush like this. I used the toothbrush that one of my sisters gave me for years, and I would just change out the bristles or change out whatever this thing is called at the top. But then eventually it broke. So I was using just something like from the local grocery store, like a regular toothbrush. But yeah, I will take out of my own pockets and buy one of these for one of my members. I wish I could do more, but these things are ridiculous. I had to like literally put this on my card and pay half. But yeah, that's one thing. I was thinking, why did this lady convince me to buy this? And then I tried it and I was like, okay, sold. So yeah, for my members, 50K, just know at my 50K celebration, I will be doing a drawing for one of those. Did I miss the Prada bracelet? No. the second winner of the Prada bracelet that I gave away never came forward and sent me an address. So I will still be giving away that Prada bracelet. Unless you are here and you are hearing me now and you want to come forward, it's rightfully yours. But if by 50K they have not come forward and sent me an address, I will throw that into the giveaway. And I think at 50,000 subscribers, y'all, I'll probably be in here crying. I'll probably will do some more stuff for the people who aren't members. Probably everybody will be in some type of ability, like have an ability to get something, because I appreciate you guys spending time with me. 40% off. Y'all know I love a good coupon. I do not be paying anything retail. I posted some Hoochie Daddy shorts the other day, and somebody was like, why don't you buy black retailers? Look, Capital One sends me these things that said, this is the sale item, and we'll give you 30% cash back. And I'll be like, sold. That's just what it is. So if you know some people are, retailers of color who do swim trunks and outfits like that, I'm going to the Dominican Republic next month. So I got to buy some stuff for like a wedding. So you guys let me know. But let me go ahead and put this link. I'm putting the link in the chat for the straight shooters. Remember, we're going to do 3 to 5 people at a time. It'll be a rotating panel. I have heard you. I will definitely take charge. We're talking Xscape. We're talking Kandi. We're talking Mama Joyce. We're talking Kanye, Kim, anything you guys want to talk about. It's y'all's night. So I'm putting the link in the chat. Okay, so I'm looking at the chat. Y'all are my people. I see what you like. Dental care is important, and for a lot of people, they can't afford it. I definitely know that. Again, I got dental care when I was old enough to pay for it. So once I got my first job is when I really started. And I cannot wait to tell you guys. I'm gonna drop the news of what's going on with my channel and this surprise during probably like once the first people come up, just to kind of get the reaction, because this is a big deal. So I have posted the link for the straight shooters, and then halfway through the show, I will post the link for everybody to come up. And I want you guys to come up, especially if you do not, especially if you don't agree with me. Katavia, thank you so much. I appreciate the super sticker. Mace, okay, the Mace Morrow show. Mace is hilarious. Hopefully you come up tonight. Oh, I think that's why she joined the straight shooters. Mace always has something to say. She's really funny, y'all. Mims, where's the link for the gifts? So if you look in the description, there is a link to the straight shooters. I mean, a link to join the membership. I think it's like $4.99. But the perks are if you have questions for one of the people that I have to interview, which I think that you guys might have some questions, then I allow, nowhere else on YouTube does a content creator allow the members of the channel to ask the questions. And the straight shooters can tell you I integrate those questions into it. So it's in the description of each video. You can definitely check that out. Congratulations on the 40K. Thank you guys. I don't agree, and I have something to say. Danielle always has something to say. That's not new. So what did I want to start with Mama Joyce? So again, anybody will be welcome to come up. First panel, 10 minutes. Second panel, 10 minutes. I dropped the link. So some people had something to say about my description of the video today, where I said Tasha threatened Tiny's mom. Where I come from, if I have beef with you for whatever reason, and I tell somebody, I'm going to go see you, I'm going to go holler at them, we got to talk, to me, that means that it's about to go down. I'm not going to braid somebody's hair that we have problems with. And I didn't like her tone when she was talking about Mama Diane. And I did not like the fact that, if anything, this woman put money in your pocket, potentially your sister's money too, when you needed it. So yeah, no, not feeling that at all. But you can take it how you want. Did she technically say, I'm gonna go do this? No, but when you say you about to go see somebody, or I gotta go, you don't have to go talk to her. She told her truth. You should be thanking her only. But that's just what I see. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I did a video this morning where Tasha had said on Watch What Happens Live, when asked about Tiny's mama, she said, we need to talk. I don't know what you need to talk to her about. You need to be sending her some edible arrangements, maybe some nice pastries. I think the OLG, they sell desserts. Send her some of those. But what you don't want to do is come for Tiny's mama, because y'all know she fought Kandi when she was pregnant. So she will get with Tasha. You can do with that as you may. And we all know what Mama Joyce is capable of. So, but yes, the link is dropped for the straight shooters. Allegedly banner. Thank you. There you go. The link is dropped for the straight shooters. If there's no straight shooters that want to come up, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link for everybody. Savannah, I saw you, but you dropped down. I don't know what happened. If you come up, then if I see you backstage, then I will let you up. I kind of also want to talk about this. I got a little flack for what I was saying in regards to Kanye. If you are a Kanye fan and you feel that Kanye is getting a bad rap in the media, I hear you. That's fair. But for me, anytime that you choose as just a celebrity to say that you want to mold or shape young people's minds, I think that you have a responsibility to actually do that. And in any situation, whether you are the administrator or you've paid an administrator, the buck stops with the top. And you are the head of that school. It's named after your mom. It's your job to ensure that the people who entrusted their children into your namesake are being cared for, are being educated, because what is a school without an accreditation? How are they supposed to transfer out of this school? What are you teaching them? Just saying. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop the link. Again, we can talk about anything. We can, Savannah, I put the banner up. We can talk about anything. You can disagree with me. It's all good. These are your shows. These are when you have the ability to bring up whatever. But the link has been dropped. Kanye said he doesn't read books. Kanye said he doesn't read books. He said that he doesn't vote, but you're running for president. And let me bring this up. It's strange to me that a person can go to jail, receive a felony, and still be president, but you can't vote. What is that about? What am I drinking? Okay, so this is Simply Lemonade, Casamigos Raspado, and Grand Marnier. He should be doing both. Okay, what's up, Callie? What's up, Star? And the stat, something in your device is not connected. So I'll bring you up once it says connected. Guys, we got 10 minutes. Go. What are your thoughts?
First off, your drink sounds fire.
It's a little ghetto with the Simply Lemonade.
I wanted to come up and talk about the situation with Tasha and Tiny and Tiny's mom. Okay. If you notice, Tiny hasn't really spoken out, and I know that she's kind of. Hold
on, I'm sorry. Callie Noya is giving us Karen Huger at the reunion when she pulled out that nail file.
Oh, no, I was already doing this before you dropped the link. I'm sorry. I was just trying to finish.
All right, Karen.
My wrap to peel off.
Y'all tell me if Callie was giving y'all Karen at that reunion. Because that's what I was getting. I'm just playing. I love Callie. Okay, finish Star. My bad.
No, you're good. If you notice, Tiny hasn't really spoken out. I know she on the show, she is like the peacemaker, but I have a little different thought about that. I don't know if you guys noticed when Rocky had his page up, he had a lot of photos with him and T.I. I also remember way before this show even came out, they hung out a lot. So I think that Rocky has things on T.I. T.I. has things on Rocky, hence the reason why Tiny is not going to fully get involved. Because if she does, that is going to cause friction with them two. And we all know Rocky is federal. So he may go federal on T.I. And I don't think that would be good. So in my honest opinion, just looking at it, because I'm like, Tiny, I understand the whole peacemaker thing. My sister is a Cancer. One of my best friends is a Cancer. That is kind of like their MO, but they also will get with you. And Tiny hasn't said too much of nothing.
To respond to that, I will say this, and shout out to T.I. and Tiny. But Unique, the main mistress, alleged that she was up all through T.I.'s studio and that she messed around with Rocky at T.I.'s studio.
Yeah.
So when I did my video on that, I was like, does that implicate T.I.? Because in saying that, you're almost alleging that T.I. saw you. And if T.I. saw you, would he have told Tiny?
Right.
That was a whole lot. Allegedly.
Right. Because at first I was thinking, I think I had wrote it on one of your previous videos, like when T.I. gets done grieving, he's going to go clean the F off on Rocky. But he hasn't said anything. So I'm like, okay, either he has matured or it's too much that they have on each other to even say anything. So I think it's some background conversations going on where they probably just drop it.
It could be a situation where it's like, that's what y'all got going on. I'm cool with them. I'm cool with y'all. You haven't really done anything to me per se. And technically, it's not Rocky who has implicated T.I. or even said anything about him. It was Unique.
No, but he did say something about Tiny. And we know that T.I. in the past.
What did he say about Tiny?
What did he say about Tiny?
No, he said he had something on them. He said,
he said Tiny was going to be in trouble real soon.
Well, maybe I'm going to need to ask Unique about that tomorrow when I interview her.
Oh, you're interviewing her. Congratulations.
That's my big announcement. I'll be interviewing Unique tomorrow.
Wow.
Gonna be nice. Okay. Look at you, man.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, that's my big surprise, y'all. I'm interviewing Unique. But the thing is, you guys kind of know I have a different interview style. So it's not just going to be, all the salacious stuff. We're going to get in there. It's going to be almost like what I told you guys my Patreon is going to be. I want to interview mistresses. I want to get in there. And yeah, we know you said that the D wasn't good, but if the D wasn't good and you weren't getting any money, then what part of the game is that? That's a reverse city girl. Yeah. We got to get you into some.
But Rocky is the type, like I always say, he has this like pimp mentality. It's he like does. With him and Tasha, I said on my show that he brings women down and then he builds them up all in the same time. It's like he's talking like, I'm not going to slow down how I talk for you to catch up. You know what I'm saying? He's like maneuver words. Like when he was in the kitchen with Latocha and he was like, oh, and she was like, oh, the pinnacle. And he was like, what do you mean the pinnacle? The pinnacle. And like was trying to come down on her for how she pronounced the word. And then he bigs her up in the same breath, was like, oh, you truth in the booth. And then brought her back down. It's like you're in a high and low and high and low. And a lot of women that has that like whole mentality, I'm not sure if I can say that mentality, they are drawn to those type of character men who seem like they're important, but they're really not. Because like Rocky is federal. Bivens, like he puts out, you know, like he's so important. Like, I'm busy, I'm making moves, you know, I'm out here in the street, you know, Latocha, you know, I'm out here hustling for us, you know, I'm out here making business deals, you know, I'm back door. And she's sitting there like, yeah, daddy, yeah, go get it. You know, like she's on the side. And a lot of women, sometimes they like that boss mentality, even though it's nothing behind it, because you don't find out it's nothing behind it, but you're in it, and then you feel some type of way of like, well, I spent my time, maybe it's going to work out, you know. A lot of times that happens. I think that's what's happening with Latocha and all these many women that he has.
I agree. Ma'am, can you ask Unique a question for me?
I'm gonna just be real. I get drugs from Rocky. That is what I get from Rocky. I get that. I almost feel like Latocha plays into this so she can hide behind him and do the things that she does, and it'll get blamed on him. I'm sorry, I don't see this smooth talking. I see a person that's a little twitchy and a little off.
This ain't stealing.
I'm a little twitchy.
Was that right, Kelly?
Yeah.
I'm looking at a
I don't see this smooth, fast talking. I don't see that. I actually see the opposite of that. I see somebody that really, really wants to be around the entertainment industry, and that seems a little twitchy and a little off.
But a lot of people, a lot of females that don't know any better, they'll probably fall for it, because the game that he's spitting, and then he's been around R. Kelly, and he probably picked up a couple of, you know, moves and stuff like that. And these women are like really falling for it, because it's not the looks. He's not a looker. He doesn't seem so intelligent to where I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have.
No, he doesn't. I don't see any charisma at all.
It's something, but I do believe Latocha knows exactly what's going on. I do believe it's a Thomasina and Butch Rod, it's a Bonnie and Clyde, and that she knows exactly what's going on, and she's not, you know, she's not, you know, she's not oblivious to what's going on. I think she knows.
It's him using his position as the middleman, and you have a lot of men out here like that are in the entertainment world, but they're not like the big dog, so they're used like the middleman role. Like, I know X, Y, and Z, hence what you just said, R. Kelly or all these other people.
Okay, so really quickly, YouTube tip. Y'all know my YouTube tips are coming.
Yeah, you can't say.
His name is one of those that they flag in the system just because of the content. So I know, Mace, you have a channel. That's one thing you want to be cognizant of. When you said the D word, Callie, make sure you just say, I think he's on D. Okay. And it ain't the kind between his legs. And then we'll know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Although that allegation did pop up in the Tasha K interview. So we'll see how that all, you know, shakes. But hold on, I got a couple super chats. Callie, they want to know about your floor. L'Oreal says, Callie, how'd the home renovations go, in particular the floor?
Oh, you know what? I have to pause because I went out of town and I actually had a lot of like deadlines and stuff. So hopefully we will be starting up again this weekend. So that is why my house still looks like there's nothing in it, because there is nothing in it. Yeah, so that's pretty much how that's going. I
love a home reno.
For a while, so yeah.
I love a home reno, and people come to me all the time. I can make your house look great with some cost saving techniques. Trust me, I know how to save $1, and because we did the entire house, top and bottom, all new hardwood floors, and I still saved some money. So, Lestat, what'd you say?
Did you use actual wood, or you used laminate or vinyl, or what did you use?
Actual wood. But there are places that you can purchase actual wood from for a discounted rate. I'm sure they have one in Cali.
The thing about wood is that it is not as durable, and it can scratch a little bit easier, but I already have my materials. My issue is that I have a sag. This house is almost 100 years old. It's a sag in the middle of the house, and I'm trying to see if there is a way to put this floor down without having the entire house raised, because that's extremely expensive. So trying a few things. I mean, that's like a down payment on another house. So we're trying out a few things to kind of see if there's a way to actually raise the sag from the top instead of raising the entire house. So that's pretty much.
Keep us posted. We like home reno.
I really hope that I have very soon.
iCode Switch says we can't rely on the word of a con artist or on Tiny or anything, but it seems like Tiny doesn't take herself too seriously, so she's not easily offended. So who's the con artist? You talking about allegedly Rocky?
Rocky. Yeah, I do think that Rocky just is one of these people that just kind of throws stuff out there. And I believe the reason why Tiny's mom got involved, because she could very easily be blamed for this mix up with the money. Because I saw that's where they were going with that. When he started to try to say that they would mix them up and all of that stuff, I said the next thing you know, he's going to say that Diane gave the wrong social or something like that, and it's going to be blamed on Miss Diane.
Yeah.
And so Miss Diane got in front of that and kind of cut that off. Yeah. But I think the reason why Kanye and T.I. not say anything, Miss Diane probably asked them to stay out of it. She probably said,
Callie, he literally did say you would have to do this in order to do it. You would need to forge a signature and you would need to do this. And they can't prove it. They can't prove it was the optimum phrase. They can't prove it means you know that you did it so well that they can't prove it.
No, actually, she does have proof. So he's wrong. This is why I don't think that he is the mastermind behind this stuff. He talks too much to be the mastermind behind this. I think that he was involved and I think he helped, but I think that the sister is the person who did it and had the idea to do this.
Specifically, what he said was that bank account ain't mine. So I think maybe he changed the wording of his name for that bank account allegedly.
Or maybe relatives.
But iCode Switch had something to say. Yes, Rocky, panelist one was quoting him, replying for Tiny. Thank you so much, iCode Switch. You didn't have to send another super chat. I would have still put you up. Lestat, a lyric. For some reason, you're still backstage and it says device not connected. My suggestion, go back out and come back in and see if it's working. Because if your mic nor your microphone work, it won't work. But I see you backstage and I want you to be able to come up, but it's just not allowing me to pull you up yet because it says device not connected. Mace, Zelina, jump into the conversation.
Hi, you guys. It's me, Zelina. I was just waiting my turn.
Out of here because I'm about to do my show with Shady. We are about to do my show, but I do want to know, Mims, are you open to any interviews?
Interviews in what way?
Because I need to know, how do you feel about, being called not black? We need to, I know you responded and you denied all these allegations, but the people still want to know out there, Mims. This is an allegation that came upon you and that I saw that you denied these rumors, but we don't want these rumors to persist. So we want to get ahead of it. So we would like to interview and like to, get your comments on how do you feel being accused of not being black,
Yeah, Mace does have a channel. She's super funny. You will see me in her chat sometimes. DM me and we could see what we could make happen. I don't know if it'll be about me. I don't know if it'll be about me not being black, but
no, I really want to talk about your channel and how you grew your channel, because I like, how you go about your questioning. And I love your channel and I love the straight shooters. Pow, 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 pow.
Well, technically you're a straight shooter now. She just joined the membership today.
I was sitting there like, wait a minute. I'm on your channel. I thought I was a member. But I'm glad I am now, and I really enjoyed you guys. Nice speaking with you guys. I love your channel. Good evening, street shooters.
You gotta go pow pow.
Pow pow.
All right, have a good show.
Ma'am, this is Zelina. I do agree with her. Just to say, before I say my comments, I do agree. I really, really appreciate how you give us, we're not just sitting by watching your videos as we would do, but we are able to participate and give our opinion live. I really do appreciate that. So I just want to say,
you get to ask the people. You get to ask the people who I'm interviewing questions.
Exactly. So I just want to say two things. Now, I don't know if it's true. I heard that the brother of Unique said that supposedly the 3-letter person that Tasha supposedly has slept with, which I don't think Rocky is telling the truth, was supposed to be TIP. Because T.I. used to be called Tip. And that's what Rocky told Unique. But I don't think it's true. I honestly don't think it's true. But it was supposed to have been before he got with Tiny. Because you know he didn't give Tiny when they first got to. That's what I was hearing around. I'm gonna send you the video to see. No. I don't believe it, but that's what the three supposed to be, the three initials. Because you know T.I. name used to be Tip before he had to change it because Q-Tip had the name first. So I don't know. Maybe you got to do your little extra investigating.
Okay, you guys know that Tiny is like way older than T.I. T.I. was like in junior high or something when they came out.
Yeah, that's true. So I don't know if that's why I don't think that person is telling the truth.
Yeah,
that's what
T.I.
Yeah, so that's what the brother Jose has said. That's what. But you know what? I can see Rocky telling Unique that as a lie, though. I don't believe it at all. I can see allegedly Rocky telling her that. Because you notice how she said she didn't want to bust the person out. She did say she went to T.I. studio before, so she didn't want to bust him out. I honestly think that he lied and told her that, just like he lied and said Kandi wanted him, which we know wasn't true. You know what I'm saying? But I can see that.
Okay.
I don't know if I believe that it was T.I.
I don't believe that either.
No.
I don't believe that it happened. But I can see Rocky lying to Unique just to say something. I can see that because she's trying to say that Tasha cheated, because I don't think Tasha cheated. I can see him saying that.
Yeah, Mims, do not beat me up. This is not the opinion of Make It Make Sense channel at all.
Exactly.
The opinion of me. I can see that there are multiple people involved in this that seem to be sort of adding things to make the story more salacious.
Hold on, really quick. Hold on, Kylie, really quick before you get into it. Guys, we got almost 800 people in here and we do not have the likes to match. We only got 300 likes. So we should be at about 500 or 600 because I did a major announcement. I'm letting y'all do the input for Unique. That is a major interview, and that at least deserves a like. So let's get to about 500-600 likes. Let's let YouTube know that we are here for this open panel, and continue on, Callie, with whatever you're saying that does not represent the Make It Make Sense.
I'm saying that there is no truth at all to what people are saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm catching a lot of things that seem to be repeated from other people's stories, or seem to not quite add up, or just seem to be a little too juicy to be true. And I would just say that it's possible for other people to lie other than Rocky. And I'm not taking up for Rocky at all. I think Rocky is guilty as hell. But I also do think that the people around him are also no good. And that's all.
That's true. And then also one more thing, do you all notice? I think you said it, man, but I might have came in late. When he kind of told himself on the sit down of the last episode, when he was like, how can you cash somebody's check? You would have to know their social and forward their signature. But that's what y'all did. You knew her social, just like Kandi said. Everybody knows everybody's social because of the business. And we seen the signature of the forged check. So he kind of told on himself, thinking we ain't gonna know that you can do that. So I was like, he kind of just told on himself and not realizing, because he was fast talking it.
See,
they didn't know what?
They didn't know that stuff existed until after the show had been filmed. See, I think they thought if she
that's true. That's true.
They would be in jail.
That's true.
I don't think that they knew that she was just like letting them go. I think that they felt like we did it, we got away with it, she can't prove it, and that's why we haven't been arrested. I don't think that they knew that the bank was able to get all of that information from investigating. I wouldn't have let them go. I would have gotten my $30,000 back, and whatever happened to them happened to them. She's better than me.
K-Bragg says, I don't think Tasha cheated. She was still big back then and had zero self-esteem.
Oh, Lord. I don't think she cheated neither, but not because
I don't think she
did with it.
I don't think she cheated. I think that that's something that a fast talker would say to a girl to try to impress them, and also try to make somebody who is not necessarily cool with being a mistress okay with being a mistress. Oh, okay, well, she cheated too. I don't really like her like that. My business is tied into her. I don't really find her attractive. All those things. When in reality, this is Rocky.
This ain't stealing.
He is no prize. Tasha is the prize. And Tasha was still the prize in 94, whether she knew it or not. She was part of a hit group. She could have had anybody she wanted. But the thing is, and let me tell you guys, I've been around some celebrities. And in that celebrity world, you always wonder, well, how did this person end up with this person? How did this person end up with this person? Once you are in those circles, it doesn't technically matter what you look like. A lot of times celebrities feel you are a safe space. Oh, okay, well, this person is doing this for Mr. Kelly, so they must be connected. Oh, well, this girl knew that girl that so-and-so was with back when. She's cool. She ain't going to say nothing. That's the way these celebrity circles work. And people can tell you in LA all the time, once you get an invite to that first party, you're in for the rest. And don't let you be cute. The whole team will do whatever. And that applies for men and women. There's not like there's not a necessary sexuality that applies. There's all kinds of stuff that goes down in the LA and in these circles. So you get a situation where Rocky is connected to Mr. Kelly, and you're opening for Mr. Kelly. And it's like, that's how you can kind of snake your way into situations and then get somebody like a top performer like Tasha, because we can say whatever we want about Xscape, but they were selling records. They were opening for a major act. Mr. Kelly at that point was a major draw. So they were connected to So Def. They were the first artist signed to So Def. So you get a situation where you have somebody who doesn't necessarily feel like they are the shit, but they are, and they don't know it. And then you tell them that. You continue to reiterate, oh, girl, you everything. I love you just the way you are. It plays on somebody who might be famous, but never felt like they were deserving of somebody. Then you get Rocky taking her from another dude. That is a big draw. Oh, this man was about to fight for me. This man was everything that I wanted. He loves me the way that I am. And then you get him talking to Unique saying, I don't like her. I don't like her body. I like the way you look.
Well, also, Britney Spears actually talked about this many years ago before she got very sick, that it's very isolating for them, especially as women. So they tend to date who they are around, which sometimes are the
better line,
distance,
backup dancers,
hanger-ons, because those are the only people they have access to meet. They cannot just go out and just meet men like a regular person could meet men. And I think I have heard other celebrities say this too. I think Fantasia said it as well. It is very isolating. They actually do not have this big, large dating pool like we are thinking that they can have anybody that they want. They will never meet these people. They really are just only around certain people.
Yes.
Yes.
And
ma'am,
that makes it comfortable.
I could piggyback on what Callie said, just one quick thing. That back into the thing about Tamika not pressing charges, you know how she said she would have pressed anyway. So doesn't that make us think maybe Tamika knows that Tasha has something to do with it? That's why she didn't want to press charges. Because if it was me and my brother-in-law did it, but I knew my sister didn't have nothing to do with it, I would press charges.
Oh, no,
but I think
writing is on it.
That's what I'm saying. That's how we know she's on it too, because Tamika, for them to say, in order to get your money back, you will have to press charges. If you know your sister had nothing to do with it, you would be like, yeah, press it on him. But I see she kind of know that her sister was connected in some type of way. That's why she didn't want to press charges, because she could just press them on Rocky. It would have nothing to do with Tasha.
Yeah.
I think Tasha is the one that did it. I think Rocky just
it's her signature. I don't know if he started it, but I think they both had something to do with it.
I think both of them did. And this is why I think this. Of course, what we saw with the documentation, right? Her signature, his account, they've been married for almost 30 years. They've been doing this and a lot other things. I believe with his former employer and all of the collusion, all of the conspiracy, and all of the constellation that he helped to orchestrate with all of that is what we're seeing now in the business with Latocha and what they're doing, trying to take money from the group, took money from her sister. All of these things are very much sort of descriptive of what we've heard with that other case. If we, and specifically when Tamika said her sister has been brainwashed for many years, pretty much as long as she's known him, that's not coincidental. I strongly believe, and I've done a couple of videos on it, that because he was there for that marriage between Aaliyah and him, I believe he's a lot more involved in all of that, and it's translating over to the business that we're seeing with this 6-part episode. It runs deep, y'all, and it's a lot deeper than just this $30K or however much that was taken from Tamika. This dude and both him and his wife Latocha, I believe both of them are in on it a lot more, and more is going to come out, because this is, I'm pretty sure this is not the only group that they've done this to, or that they've been involved with.
I'm glad you pointed that out. I want to say this, because I did get some pushback as it applies to why didn't Xscape specifically go to the police with Rocky's kickbacks. Kickbacks are not illegal. They're just unscrupulous.
Right.
You can't go, like, you can do under the deal tables with anybody. You are allowed to do that. The problem is, let's say that Beyonce had that $24 million Dubai show, and she had somebody in her camp who was saying, okay, I'm going to get you Beyonce, but you have to give me $2 million off the top, and then I will go and talk to her and she can get $24 million. Do y'all really think that Beyonce would not want to know about that $2 million off the top? Because this person is speaking on behalf of her, which means that they are already on payroll. That's what makes it unscrupulous.
An assumption of payroll. Mm-hmm.
Say that again.
An assumption of payroll, because he wasn't speaking for them. He was speaking for him and Tasha.
Now, technically, he is Tasha's manager. However, if there are situations where two managers go into it and talk to promoters and get the shows, then those two managers get the cut. If he had particularly gone in and said, this is what I'm getting for Xscape, and this is what the contract needs to be, and Kandi, Tiny, and Tamika signed off on it, then he gets his 15% or whatever cut. Right. That's completely separate from Tamika. So that's what they were mad about. But hold on one second. Trent King says we're late, but be sure to repeat the announcement later. The announcement is that your boy is getting a one-on-one interview with Unique, alleged mistress number 1. And thank you. And what we will be discussing is more of the internal stuff. We're not just going surface level. We are going deep, just like y'all know the straight shooters do. So I'm super excited about that. After I get off this live, I will be discussing this with her, like everything for a pre-interview. And just like Tamika and Tasha's daddy, I think she is here for the shits and will go there with me. I'm not going to talk to the daddy about surface level stuff. I'm going to ask him, well, if the wife is bitter, did you cheat? If you're saying the wife is bitter, did you ever hit her? Like, I want to get in there and find out specifics. And that's what an interview or a conversation with me is like. Mm-hmm. I'm just as messy as all of y'all.
Man, can you throw a question in a bucket for me for her?
What's up?
I want to know how did her kids navigate all of the random moving? Because that's one thing that I noticed that never really came up. She talked about her having to move and him asking her to move, but how did that affect her kids? I would think that they were in school, so that would cause them to have to change schools, change friends, change neighborhoods. So I want to know, how did the kids navigate through all of that?
I'm going to not only go into that, we're going to find out how well the kids knew Rocky, because it's a 5-year relationship. We're going to go into a lot of things. And what I hope comes out of that interview, because now I'm finding out that there are people in the Bravo world who watch my channel. I was shocked when I found out conversations that were had backstage. There are Bravo celebrities who watch my stuff and who will never actually come forward because it would not necessarily make them look good. And I was like, oh, that person watches? Shocked. So when I interviewed the dad, for me, it was important because he wants a relationship with both his daughters. There's no way that I would come on and throw a monkey wrench in that. Period. Because at the end of the day, these are real people. And whether the Bravo people mess with me or not, whether other content creators mess with me or not, it really doesn't matter because I built a community with y'all. And that's just it. So really quick, K Bragg says, I wasn't body shaming her. She was insecure about her weight and thought Rocky was the best she could get. I don't see her cheating in my opinion. K Bragg, I didn't think you were body shaming her. She did feel like she was a plus size woman that the industry put in the back of the other girls. They put her in clothes that covered her up to here. Meanwhile, they made Kandi bend over in the cover for Traces of My Lipstick, and Tiny had a mini skirt that was up to her coochie. That's just it. So no, nobody thought you were body shaming. This is kitchen table talk among straight shooters. Nobody took offense to what you said, but thank you for the super chat. If you were body shaming,
can I just say something like toward her super chat? I have found that because I have friends that have been married like since we graduated from high school, but a lot of these people that have been married a long time, they have not always been together that entire time. Like I literally know multiple couples that have been broken up for years at a time and just never got a divorce and just went back with this person for financial reasons and then broke up with them again. It's like sometimes these are not consistent relationships when people have been together for like 25 and 30 years. So I feel I'm not taking up for people cheating or people being mistresses or anything like that, but I kind of feel like these people kind of exaggerate the stability of their relationship, you know, for an image. And in reality, for all we know, they could have been broke up for 5 or 6 years.
Just like she tried to save face to say,
or had a woman in Fayetteville for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, just like
Tasha tried to save another man. He could have been dating another woman. They could have been just broke up and never legally got divorced. I'm telling you, I know people in my own personal life that have done this. I know a couple that live in 2 different states and they're not legally divorced.
I think Tasha tried to save face just about, oh, we're not in an open relationship. Don't think he got it that good because she got so much negative feedback on that. But then for her to say, oh, well, I know everything that's going on, but then how come when they ask you about the money and the kickback, you don't know? Then she piggybacks and says, well, everybody does that. Whoever brings something to the table, they know we get a percentage. And if that's true, why everybody didn't know what was going on? And they were acting like that was new to them.
If you were talking about open communication, why would you need a disclaimer that this is my own personal business?
Exactly.
You were not talking about open communication. You knew, this is my opinion. I don't know, Tasha. I have a feeling that they were separated. He was dating this woman. She knew he was dating this woman. And she's trying to figure out a way to say that and still say we've been together for 27 years. I think, you know what I mean? Like she wants to have both things happening at the same time.
I think she's trying to save face and trying to make up something that sounds better than because she's doing this gospel arena.
Yeah. I think it's very possible that they were separated and he was dating this woman. I think it's very possible.
And he kept dating them and they got back together.
Yeah.
I just think he's just cheating on her.
Yeah, it's probably a combination of both.
I don't believe she's out there. I don't believe not one iota that she was with any man purposefully the way that she's trying to portray it.
I think if she was, they were separated at the time.
Hold on really quickly. Simply Rebel Tita 340 said she sent the super sticker, or he sent the super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Shay says, I agree. Thank you so much, Shay B. Shay B has been here since like the very beginning. K Bragg says, sidebar, that tongue thing you've been talking about is called mouth grooming in body language and can indicate deception in the presence of a cluster. Shout out to the behavior panel. I'm not quite sure what you are saying, K Bragg, but
this ain't stealing.
I don't know what you're saying, K Bragg.
Oh my God, this is like a thing, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We got a couple more super chats. Succeeding said Rocky's Tasha's manager with a $500 Amex limit and house that is in Tasha's name. That Amex limit really threw me for a loop because even if you have a bad credit, Amex is one of those cards that is not even accepted everywhere. So if you really are balling and you have a Amex Black card, that means that you are spending $100,000 per month and you are paying that off per month. So those people with the Black card and how that was like an entryway to let you know that somebody's successful, they are literally spending $100,000 per month. So just FYI on that. So $500, don't even get an Amex card. Go ahead and get you a Rush card. Go to Wells Fargo and get you a student account, Rocky. You are literally asking your mistresses to give you money. Like, we got to get into that with Unique. Q the content guy, and also Christy and I am Leo Aries. I haven't heard from you. I don't know, Ray. I think Ray did talk, but I am Leo Aries, Christy, and Q the content guy. Jump into the conversation.
So I'm gonna move off of Meatball and Side Tooth, and I'm gonna make my way over to Coco and Cocoettes. I feel like okay. What, Coco? Who you want to fight? Like, sis, who you trying to fight? I didn't understand. You know, ego can get your ass whooped, this and that. And I'm like, where the fighting situation come from? Like, sis, did you miss your dose today? Like, what's going on? Why you want to fight all of a sudden? Why are you so irritated? I don't understand the issue. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I never known backup singers to have so much mouth. Like, Lily talk more than she sing. Lily got more mouth than she's singing on the songs. Like, about what? Todd, you got a little 1-2 number here and there, but you got more of an attitude. So I'm just like, SWV, what's up with the drama in the last like couple episodes? Y'all was good. Y'all started out fine, you know, with the storyline about the daughter, the son, whatever his name is, Jalen. Y'all was worried about him trying to go to school, not going to school, if he was going to go down there with Dr. Heavenly or not go down there with Dr. Heavenly to fix teeth or whatever he was going to do. And then, you know, your mama, she was the one who got you singing. She thought you was an art. Like, we liked all that stuff. Lily, you was homeless, sis, living under a bridge. You know what I'm saying? Taj, you was down at the AT&T answering phones and stuff like this. But now y'all got all this mouth and all this energy. I'm confused. And then they're like, well, Kandi saying this or her speaking on this and that. But I'm like, Taj doing the same thing on her Instagram lives. And I like SWV. I like them. But y'all doing the same thing that Kandi doing. So I don't understand. Like, I'm so confused. Like, I'm confused. I don't want to talk
Let me say this to you, Q, because you guys, I'm not gonna lie. I've been doing a deep dive on Coco. And I really think that what has happened is Xscape brought so much unnecessary drama to the show that it kind of gave SWV a pass and had them looking like angels. Now, I like SWV as well. However, I have been doing a deep dive on Coco. And we got to think some of the things that Q just said are actually in my deep dive. Specifically, you left your group. She has a unique way of behaving like Latocha and not getting the same smoke that Latocha got.
Right.
So I'm not gonna say that Q is right in everything he said, but I came back up on screen because some of the things he said about Coco are a little bit true. And you can like SWV, but you have to admit that there are some things and some behaviors of Coco outside of her. I'm going to tell you guys, this will be on my Coco video. You cannot have me rooting for you as a person who has been diagnosed with bipolar and then you use that bipolar to then try to scare people. I didn't take my medicine today. This is in my actual video. It is very reminiscent of Marlo Hampton saying, I'm so tired of y'all talking about my mug shots. That's my past. But the minute she got into a fight with Sheree, she said, check my rap sheet.
But
it's very similar to that.
Right. That to someone, or was she just talking on the side?
Doesn't matter.
Well, I don't know what
you
she
can't
was
want us to.
was. Like she said it 3 times.
Hold on 1 second, Q. You can't want us to literally back you up in the fact that you have you've acknowledged that you have bipolar. And our hearts go out to that. Okay, you have bipolar. We support you. We're glad that you are taking the steps to correct whatever that was, and then come back and say, well, I don't have my medicine and I'm ready to fight. That's not cute. That's not funny. You are a 50-plus-year-old woman, and you think that coming on screen saying that is cute? No, what that does is when other people who have bipolar who come forward, you are discrediting them. Oh, I don't have my pills, so I'm a fight. That's not cute. Like,
no, it's not.
Get out of that mindset. I'm sorry, I interrupted Q, and then Callie, you can, retort.
No, I was just wondering, when we saw that scene, it just kind of seemed like this was a side conversation, like she wasn't threatening anybody.
Well, I agree.
That's why I was a little confused.
I agree with
that.
It,
though, even if they took it out of context or out of the timeline, you said it.
You said it like on 3 different occasions. So at this point, it's like, okay, sis, what you on? Because if that's the route you want to go down, we can go down that route. But why are we here? Because of a rehearsal? Like y'all, SWV is cool. They this and that. They not TLC. They not Destiny's Child. But I like SWV or Coco and them. I like them. But y'all acting like if we don't see y'all live, like our world's going to end. Like, okay, what you want to fight for? We rehearsing. The whole point of rehearsing is to get the kinks out and figure out what's going on. Just because y'all get up on stage and sing and Lily and Taj hold the microphone, that don't mean anything. We're rehearsing. We're trying to give y'all a show. We're trying to get this right because we have 2 days or a day or whatever to get this figured out. But my issue with Coco became like, to what you said, Mims, Latasha and Coco are the same person, but Latasha is getting all the smoke and Coco is getting away scot-free. But you pretty much did the same thing to your group members. The only difference is Coco album came out, Latasha album still sitting on the shelf. That's the only difference. But y'all still came back to where y'all knew the bread and butter was. But you and I'd put Kandi better than me. I would never ever give.
Oh my God! Hold on 1 second. I got this whole code switch. You can't say that. I didn't even read your super chat. I put it up. You can't say the thing before Predator like that. YouTube does not like that.
Well,
I'm gonna read your super chat
history, but I mean that person does have a point. There's a certain type of person that Rocky seems to hang out with.
Hold on, let me read it first. Every male artist Rocky says he's worked with is a and Britt became a to her handlers. Common denominator is okay. Callie, take it away. Thank you, iCard Switcher, for the super chat.
No, I was just saying that person has a point.
I know, I just can't put it up on my YouTube.
Is those people who got a lot of issues that I just think he's a groupie, and I think that those are the only people whose circles he was able to get in. That's what I think.
I think Rocky need to go down to the place where Amy Winehouse was singing about and get himself some help.
Yep.
I believe that Rocky on that stuff.
Yep.
Right.
He on Rocky on that stuff. Latasha know he on that stuff. Latasha probably get irritated when he walk in the house because he be acting a fool. But she know Rocky is on that stuff. And like I was saying earlier, Kandi better than me because Latasha will never get the platform to ever embarrass me or have me trying to kiss her ass on something that I provided for you. And the same thing with SWV. And SWV treated Salt and Pepper the same way that Xscape is treating them.
But go around, come around.
Yep. But Rocky on that stuff. It is what it is. Yep. He on that stuff. You can tell he on that.
It's cute.
Yep. He on that stuff. He acting like what was her name from Beverly Hills?
The
tongue out. He can't stay still. He lying just to be lying. He always got a cigar in his hand. Like something wrong with Rocky. Latasha know it, and that's why they end the situation. They're gonna end up back at the mama house. The mama gonna end up back at Fayetteville in that one bedroom, sleeping on the air mattress. It is what it is.
Too much.
Okay, we got a couple more super chats, and then we got some new people on the panel who got to jump in. K Bragg says maybe he had him one of them green dot cards with Amex logo. Whatever he had is allegedly a bunch of women and no money. So I don't even know how that works. Typically, if you're gonna have mistresses, you're gonna be paying them. Carol says,
mistresses.
how do you get an Amex card with only a $500 credit limit? I have one and it doesn't have a $500 limit, and I ain't rich. LOL. Carol, the world wants to know. Maybe that was a lie as well. Who knows at this point? Thank you for the super chat, Carol. We got a couple more. Dr. Frida says, your channel is my guilty pleasure. Love the content and the intellectual shade. Thank you, Dr. Frida. I have a lot of business professionals who watch me in incognito. So thank you for watching me and putting your name out there. Because when I found out that a big shot judge watches me, but they watch me in incognito, I was like, what am I like? What? How? Huh? You know, there's an option to watch people incognito, but that means you can't be in like the live chats or whatever, and people can't necessarily track you. So I was like, what is watching me gonna do? Thank you for the viewership, though. Thank you, Dr. Frida, for the super chat. I think I have one more, but again, Christy, I am Leo Aries. In my opinion, you guys jump into the conversation.
Okay, I'm with Q about side tooth. He is on something, but don't you think he's he kind of pretty much said he was a snitch. He did. He said it on Tasha K thing when he was talking. He pretty much said that because I got to deal with the, so when he was talking about the R. Kelly stuff, he said that. So it kind of makes me think that's what's wrong.
Mr. Kelly, please.
Oh, well, Mr. Kelly, I'm so sorry. It was my opinion.
He was talking about.
Yeah. So I think, and then, I think the fact that people keep forgetting that Tamika was married twice. And her first husband, they got married young. So they, they was doing their thing. So I think when they keep talking about, well, why would she take us over there? I think it was at the time that him and her were going through different stuff. And they were doing their own thing. But, I thought it was sad. And I think Latasha, she'll be back again, as Tamika said, leaving with her mama. Mm-hmm.
Well, if the stepdaddy allowed it, the mama then got remarried, so well, she might not be able to go over there.
Man.
Well,
okay, so y'all, what do you guys think about my interview with Unique? Honestly,
I'm glad you got it.
I didn't expect it. Like literally, I'm glad that y'all are my people because you guys understand.
I will definitely tune in.
When she reached out, I have a different interview style. I really don't do like the surface level stuff. I really want to get in there. So when she reached out, I was like, she must be with the shits.
Well, congrats.
Well, I'm glad because I saw your interview with their father and you did a great job. I was like, oh man, I'm getting deep. That's what I want to talk about. Some real stuff. And that was good. I really did enjoy it.
I had somebody say that I was apologetic to an abuser. And I was like, no, that's not me at all. When I think about a single mother, I've had so many people from the manosphere like literally come at me. Y'all don't even know the amount of heat that I get from different people.
That's because you're getting famous.
Well, because I don't necessarily agree. I came from a situation with a single mother. So there's never going to be a situation where I don't look at the side of a single mother. But that doesn't mean that I'm not a logical person. So if you got a dad who's not making a lot of money, he had already said on an interview that he was making about $500 being a police officer in Atlanta in a situation where it was probably still segregated almost in the 70s and racist, right? He's making $500. He's paying his child support. You got a mom who was a mom the whole time. It may not have worked out, but he's paying his child support and you see all these pictures of him and his daughters, to the point where he even would drive by his daughter's school and caught her skipping school. That to me says that that's a father who is invested in his children.
I don't doubt that.
Tamika
You can
told
be
that
in a
story about her
situation
daddy.
where all parties are struggling. That's why it was important for me to ask him that, because nobody else had asked him, well, did you ever hit her? Did you ever cheat on her? Because there's a lot of ways, you know, look at Evelyn Braxton. He had been all up and through, dropping it low, spreading it wide, dropping it low for Jesus, because he is a pastor and all that.
Right in front of her.
The point is, if I'm going to be talking to these people, I want to know what y'all want to know. Well, there has to be a backstory. And we're not just talking about your history and maybe you saw this happening growing up. We got to talk about the fact that there is somebody that you knew was in a relationship with this man and you did it. And if Unique wants to have that conversation, then I'm going to have the conversation with her and y'all will be there with me for the ride. Because
Can you ask her, did he, because I'm going to be in the comments, but I'm going to behave. Can you ask her, did she ever for a second think that he was going to leave Latocha for her? Because sometimes when the side chick get with
Q, are you a member of the Straight Shooters? Because that is a privilege of the Straight Shooters membership.
Oh no,
it's $4.99 a month, and once I hit 50,000 subscribers, I will definitely be giving away one of these ridiculous toothbrushes that I just bought.
I'm going to join only because you helped me get my channel to where it is. So
Is that the only reason you would join my membership? Hold on. Something happened. The connection is bad. I don't know what happened to you.
Mims, I don't know what question you can ask her, but I really wish you can ask a question how Tasha would asked her in regards of how she knew like certain details that only Rocky would know, like to tell Tasha, like, okay, it was one incident when Unique said Tasha kept calling him about the lights were out and the alarm kept going off. Only Rocky would know that. Like, I wish it was more questions you can ask her that only Rocky would know to let Latasha know, okay, well, how does she know this? If it's not just a random thing, like how does she know this?
I don't think their relationship is denying that he was a woman.
You said Tasha what?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think that Tasha is denying that he was with this woman unless I missed something.
No, she is denying that. Is she? I thought she was denying
she didn't deny it. That whole tearful apology where she said that they were in an open relationship and then she backtracked on Watch What Happens Live and said it was actually open communication. I really do think that that was her way of trying to turn the temperature down and saying, I know who I am married to. Mm-hmm. And at this point, I know what he has done, but I'm choosing to stand by him. That's what I think that all meant. And I really think that the conversation that Latasha had with Rocky originally was something to the effect of, do what you do, but don't embarrass me and don't bring any children home. And allegedly he's done both of those things. And it really sucks for her because I am a person who has some of the same issues as Tasha as it relates to image and things like that. If you're new to my channel, I have been very upfront. This channel came to fruition because I didn't necessarily like the way that I looked on camera, and I was having to interview in corporate America. When the Panini happened, what happened in corporate America was they couldn't interview you. So they would give you the interview questions and you had to interview yourself and submit it via video. And I wasn't comfortable with the way that I looked on camera. And Shannon Van, a content creator, was like, this makes no sense. Come on my channel. And that is how my channel started, from me coming on her channel. And then it just feels like whatever my ridiculousness, a little bit messy, heartfelt approach, it struck a chord with people, and you guys kind of saw who I was, and we kind of formed a community, and that's what has happened for this channel. But it wasn't like, oh, I was going to be on that. I told you guys a story the other day. It was very true. A content creator that I knew way back when had like 1 million people on Instagram, 1 million people on YouTube, and he posted a picture of me and my friend who had just had her titties done. And we all took that picture and he posted it. And within 10 minutes, it was like 10,000 comments. That's crazy. It was 10,000 comments and everybody was like, titties, 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 titties. That dude looked like Ryan from Black Ink Crew. Titties, titties, titties. And I made him take that picture down because I was uncomfortable. And so when I say my heart goes out to Tasha, it's because you can have an expectation of somebody, but they can have image issues that you don't even know. That usually stays really close to somebody's heart and close to their chest. I'm a kind of person who will let you know I'm the same kind of person as Tasha. I didn't like the way that I looked. And now that I'm on camera, it's something that I deal with and I work through every day. And so many of you guys reach out to me because you kind of feel the same way. And it forms a community of like-minded people. We're messy, but we're fair. We're not going out there really going in on people. And I appreciate you guys for it. We got a couple more super chats, and I want the rest of the people on this panel to like really get in there. K Bragg says, I feel like Rocky got his credit cards from that carousel at Walmart. Does Walmart give credit cards?
They sell
prepaid one.
Card.
Oh, you're talking about like a prepaid card.
Prepaid cards, yeah.
K Bragg, you are shady in the way that I like. Just FYI. We got a new member, K Bragg. Okay, K Bragg is definitely shady in the way that I like. I appreciate you. Jump in my opinion, and there was somebody else who had. I am Leo Aries. I don't think we heard from you.
Oh, okay. Well, I was wondering, as a straight shooter, just call me Leo. I'm Leo. Okay, so I was wondering how was Unique attracted to Rocky? What was it about him that made her want to carry on a 5-year relationship with this man through numerous pregnancies? What, he ain't giving her no money? I mean, what I really deeply want to know, what was it about him? Because on the surface, on TV, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah, can one of the straight shooters ask that? I can't afford a membership because my house is killing me. But can one of the straight shooters ask that question? Because we all want to know. I have a feeling this is, like I said, this is not Mim saying this. This is me, so get mad at me. I think that there might be some things that are being added to this story. And I also have a feeling that Tasha and Rocky have not been consistently together for 27 years. So a lot of these affairs are not really affairs, they're separations. That's just my feeling.
But she
But
even
I don't
said
think
the
that-
reason why.
I don't think that would be an issue. I don't think that she would divorce that man no matter what happened. I think that she would be with him and he's going to be with her until he finds another meal ticket. You got to understand she is his access to this middleman road that he travels on, making these undercover deals. I think that without her, this would not exist at this point.
But they were broke until Kandi came back and got them. So why didn't he?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like something ain't adding up here.
I believe his
It
former
isn't.
employer has made him bad business, and the only business he's had really is dealing with Xscape through his wife. I really do think his old reputation has plagued him in that business, and that's why he doesn't have more than what he has, because that whole time that they were at her mom's house, he should have been working.
Exactly.
Oh, what was Rocky's like claim to fame when he was working with Jailbird?
He was the security. He was security, and then he went on to be management. But the allegations are that the management were technically like the middlemen who could. This is alleged. The management were the ones who could, pull the ladies in for Mr. Kelly.
Oh, okay.
That's all alleged.
Business affairs. That's what his job was.
We have somebody who has really been trying to get in. Is there one person who does not mind dropping down?
I can drop down if I can say
I
one more thing.
I can go down.
Yeah.
Either way, jump in. I want to make sure that as many people get in as possible because I want to hear everybody. So somebody has dropped down. I think Fatima, if you want to jump in, go ahead and jump in. I will let you up. Please continue, Zelina.
I just want to say one thing, because I've been in the medical field like over 20 years before I switched my career. And I just want to say, you know, mental health is really real. And I know that we're looking at Unique because Unique is very pretty. She seems very intelligent, but we don't know the mental that he put on her. She even said that. I think Tasha asked, like, what is it? We just don't know. I mean, I done seen so much. Like, a girl would stay with a guy for less than Rocky. You know, so we can't just look at the surface. You know, I just feel sorry for her. She just really thought he was the one. We can't just look at the outside surface. We don't know the mental that he put on her to make her stay in hope and one more year, then one more time. And he was her baby daddy too, even though she didn't have the babies, you know. So we just got to look at the whole picture of why. It's no excuse, but why she stayed so long and she just got fed up. It takes people longer than 5 years sometimes to get fed up with people worse than Rocky situations that I've seen. So I just, you know, we can't, I think she kind of mentioned something about why she stayed with him so long, even though he didn't have no money, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. Because some women have stayed for less.
D.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so some women have stayed for less.
No, don't apologize. She was the one that said he didn't have no good D.
Oh, yeah. I thought I said a cold word.
No. She said no D.
Yeah, so
I agree with that. I think so too. If we take a look back at what we did know of her or what we seen of her prior to this, the show. What was the show she was on?
Hold on, really quickly, because there's a lot of people in the back. Are you comfortable with me dropping you, Zelina?
Yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't know how to do
it. No problem. And
okay.
I know you will be here tomorrow for the interview with Unique.
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay.
Have a good one. Hold on 1 second, guys. Whoever's in the backstage, go ahead and call back in. Zelina has dropped down. What were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say, looking at her on the judge show, I forgot what it was called, but
I think it was Divorce Court.
Yeah, she was really headstrong on her music career. So I definitely think that was the reasoning of why she initially went into the situation with him. But then, of course,
she was a star. She wanted to be a singer or a rapper or something.
Hold on 1 second. We gotta let, I think the S, Savannah, we gotta let her finish her question first.
Oh,
what were you saying, Savannah?
No, it's Star.
I'm sorry, Star. I just
no, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. So I think that she was really headstrong about that, and I think on there was a rapper. I think that's all her thing. So yeah, hence the reason why she went into it initially, I would assume, because of his ties to the music industry. But then, of course, all of this other stuff happened. Her getting pregnant, her losing a baby, so forth and so on. And the women on the panel, I think we all can agree. Once those things start to happen, yeah, you're kind of like in it.
So I'm gonna go ahead. There's a couple more people. Are 2 people okay with dropping down?
Yeah,
I want to just rotate this panel because technically I have an actual meeting with Unique to do all of our like pre-interview questions for tomorrow at 8:30 Central. So thank you, Callie. You know, I always appreciate when you come on. Callie comes with the fire. I appreciate you. Have a good night, my friend.
Good night. I'll drop down. This is Ray Ray all day. Just want to say thanks for letting me up and see you around.
Oh, well, hopefully see you tomorrow, y'all. I'm gonna need all the support because I know I'm gonna get a lot of heat for that interview. And I'm okay with that because my interview style is definitely one of those where we get in there and we don't ask the easy questions. So we got 2 new people, only Danielle, Devontae, and Renaissance. You guys jump in.
Oh, can I jump in?
Yeah, jump in.
Okay. I just wanted to, because I was watching yesterday and I did suggest maybe trying to get an interview with the promoter because there's like lots of questions I would like to know that I'm curious about, especially like if Rocky like threatened him and what happened when, you know, after those texts got leaked to the rest of the group, and maybe if he's done this in the past when, because, you know, when Kandi wasn't around, she was like, I don't know what they did with the promoter. So I'm wondering if this was something that Rocky and Tasha are doing on a regular basis. You know what I mean? To kind of get more information on that, because I don't know. I feel like, of course, like you said, it's not against the law, you know what I'm saying, to do that. But I mean, if as a business and you're supposed to be splitting the money, you know what I'm saying, evenly within the group, then I can definitely see how that, you know, could be a problem. And I know Don Juan, even on his recap, he mentions about every time they had brought, you know, shows to the table and stuff, they would, you know what I'm saying, go through the proper channels in order to make sure, you know, the contracts and stuff are right. So I'm just very curious to how that, you know what I'm saying, goes down.
Okay, so what has happened, which is still a surprise to me, is there are enough of the straight shooters out there that you guys see something and you bring it to me. I literally do a lot of videos at around 4:30 in the morning before I go to the gym. And my inbox through Make It Make Sense Now is inundated with straight shooters. Like, I think you're connecting the dots. Let me help you connect the dots. So if anybody knows who that promoter is, DM me at Make It Make Sense Now, and I will definitely reach out. That promoter could technically stay anonymous, and I would interview them. That was actually a really good idea, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, because I mean, I find a lot of value in that. And no offense, I mean, with Unique, I mean, it's like, what more really are we learning from this? Because I feel like she's had her kind of 15 minutes, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to like downplay her or anything, but I just felt like even like the first time she came out last summer while they were filming the show and was kind of like rejected. I mean, I would like maybe to learn more about why she, you know what I'm saying, maybe retracted her statements. But I mean, I'm trying to see what the value is on that. And of course I'm going to tune in and I'm going to
I could actually tell you. So even like with the father, and I did the initial interview and I thought that the interview with the Juice Radio was like exceptional. But there are things that I see when somebody says something that what I've noticed a lot of other content creators don't pick up on. And that is what makes somebody technically like a straight shooter. We see something, we hear something, and it might be something very obscure that we pick out. I want to get in there with her more than just the surface level about his D ain't good and stuff like that.
Right.
That's why I want that interview. So when she reached out, I was like, great. That really means that she's with the shit. Even Pastor Scott, if you watch the first interview with Juice Radio, that dude is hilarious. He doesn't hold back. And I wanted to like really get in there with the pre-interview and find out like core issues. Your ex-wife just ain't bitter. Tell me what was really up. What were the finances like? And that is what I intend to get from Unique. Because you have somebody who is a mistress who is paying the alleged cheater. That's not normal. And
no, that's not.
That's the kind of stuff that the straight shooters will get into. But I will say, we got people in here who have not spoken. In my opinion, Danielle, Devontae, you guys jump in.
I got something to say.
Jump in.
Okay, so listen. One, I'm glad Callie is gone because I agree with everything she said. And of course, I agree with everything that Q said. And I'm here for the kicks and giggles. You know, my first question is, why does she spell her name the way she spells her name? Because it doesn't make sense and I don't like it and we need to talk about it.
Let me stop you really quick, Danielle. Let me stop you because I tell the straight shooters things a little bit in advance. And my grandma taught me, don't count no money that ain't in your pocket, period. So with the straight shooters, I know that a lot of them have been here from the very beginning, and I will tell them things kind of like behind the scenes. So Danielle knew about this. When Danielle asked about the spelling of her name, I already marked that down. She knew about this yesterday. And I was like, now some of Danielle's questions are straight out disrespectful, and I will still ask them. But that one, I already had plans on asking Danielle after you said it.
I'm clutching my pearls because I try to be very respectful of how I word my
questions. You don't try to be respectful. Stop it.
But no, I asked the questions that we're really thinking of. And you have to reword it how you make it because also it's a vibe. When you're interviewing, you have to go off the vibe. So I respectfully understand if you have to reword my questions, but I'm just asking what we're thinking. And the first thing I need to understand is who the heck told her to use that, make that her stage name and spell it like that, because that's what it is. And so, okay, let's talk about Unique. I agree with the person who was speaking on earlier, saying that she might have her own issues or whatever. She might have low self-esteem too, because it's like everyone is saying, it's no way in the world you're gonna be with somebody who has horrible eggplant, ain't got no money, has a rush heart. It make it make sense. We're here to figure out and connect the dots, and we're here to mems it, and it's not memsing. So I need her to mems it. It needs to mems, and it's not memsing.
Amen.
Now, sidebar. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not defending.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Really, really, really quickly. Somebody had hit me up. You guys, I'm burning the candle at all ends. I literally promised Shima Rhea, happy birthday to you. She turned 47 today. She hit me up and I told her I would shout her out. This is me definitely shouting you out. 47 is a big year. That means that you got your whole life ahead of you. Happy birthday from Mims and the Straight Shooters. I promised her that I would do that because that's what we do around here. 47 means you juicy. You got some steam in the undercarriage. You living your best life. Happy birthday, ma'am. Please continue, Danielle.
Okay, well, my birthday is Thursday, and I expect a shout out. Anywho, all the questions that came from our the friends of our straight shooters, I'm here to vouch as a straight shooter. I want those questions asked. 2, sidebar. Not saying that I agree with everything Kanye does. However, we have to give grace where little grace is due. Yes, it's the look because his name is on it, but accreditation doesn't happen overnight. I got to get a man credit. From my understanding, and I haven't been on social media all year, so I don't know what he said, but when he first started the school is when his mother was still living. Because remember, she was an educator. As my mother being an educator, I would love to open up a school in my mother's name and let her run it how she sees fit, because we all know that sometimes these United States of ours don't know what to do with this educational system. So him opening up a Montessori school, I thought was a great idea. It was focused on performing arts, which we have a lot of kids who are into the arts, and they've taken those out of the public schools. A lot of public schools don't have music class anymore. They barely get PE anymore, and that's so sad because these kids need to learn how to run around the block a couple of times. But accreditation, like I said, doesn't happen overnight. Look at Bennett College. Bennett College hadn't been accredited for years, and people were still sending their daughters there to get a college education. So I'm not knocking Kanye. I'm knocking. Well, yeah, I am going to knock him because he has to make it right. He has to do right by those kids and make it and hire the right people who can educate those kids properly. But don't give him too much slack, because I do commend him as a Black man trying to open up a school just to promote kids. And I don't think he would be a bad thing, because if you pay attention to how Kanye smiles at his kids, oh, we love Kanye. Kanye love the kids. I don't think he would do anything wrong to the kids. I think he wants to do right by the kids. I just think he gets in his own way.
If his school was so great, then why aren't his kids enrolled?
Because his kids live in LA and the school is in Chicago.
No, it's in LA.
Oh, okay. I don't know that. And what I don't think they should go there. Like I said, my mother's an educator. I never wanted to go to the school she worked in because I didn't want to feel like I had to behave.
It's not accredited. You can't send. The only celebrity that I've heard so far sent their kids to Kanye's school is Keisha Cole. And Keisha Cole is also the same woman who was proud to have been in the studio alone with Tupac at 14, 15.
You stupid.
So she's not like a good. She's not a good barometer. I'm sorry.
Well, then doesn't happen over, and it's an elementary school. You have kids who are homeschooled. Is their house accredited? No, but they
okay. So what does sushi do to somebody's insides every day? Make that make sense.
It doesn't. And I said
it's not great for what it does to somebody's digestive system. You can get tapeworms. There's all kind of things that come from sushi. This is their norm. I'm sorry. Look, I'm a person who comments on celebrities. And I understand that Kanye has fans. I respect all of his fans. However, if you make something your namesake and you have these outlandish, off-the-wall type situations, do that for something that's that's post-college. Kanye is an innovator if you're talking like the fashion, but these are first, second, third graders. I'm sorry. when you mess with the homeless, children, or the elderly, those are the things that get me worked up. And when I saw
agree.
all those little kids' faces, that they are going to a school, that they are behind, that they are not in a situation where they can move on to another school because it's not accredited, you are doing the community a disservice. This whole thing of, I'm Kanye, I'm going to present to the world that I know everything about God. I call myself Jesus. We're doing this whole what was it? What was this thing every Sunday? The soul service, whatever.
Oh,
I don't
Soul
like
Sundays.
that. I don't like that, because before you did Super Soul Sundays, you were talking about people with big butts and everything else that you were doing to them.
Super Soul Sundays, Oprah.
The point is, you get exactly what I'm saying. Kids are my Achilles heel. If I feel that you are doing a disservice to children and you have used your celebrity to get people to say, "Oh, I got a scholarship to the Donda school. My children's gonna be, that's connected to Kanye." That is disgusting. If you are not giving them what they need to really succeed in life, I'm sorry.
Again,
sorry.
I don't know the full story. I was just saying accreditation doesn't happen overnight. That's all I'm saying. And have grace in that part. The sushi I can't speak about, because you can give a kid macaroni and cheese and that's a full course meal for a kid of that age. I can't speak on that. I don't even know the story. I'm just saying accreditation doesn't happen overnight. That's all I was saying.
I get what you're saying, but it's his namesake. So even if, I had somebody who literally said, he's not the administrator. He pays the administrator. And I agree with that person.
Mm-hmm.
However, the buck stops with the head of the company. The buck stops with the person who initiated all this. These little children would not be in an unaccredited school if it were not for Kanye. Kanye's name has lended itself to these parents saying, okay, I trust him. And whatever kind of radio, ridiculous, I'm gonna marry Kim Kardashian and make her a housewife, whatever else Kanye West has done, it's ridiculous. And I'm not gonna hold my tongue on that. I don't feel bad about that. But hold on, we got a couple super chats and then we got a few people who haven't spoken. 2% says, helping your fund AC bill after the heat you'll catch for the interview. I will catch some heat for the unique interview, but I don't care, because that's what a straight shooter does. iCode Switch, thank you so much. I know iCode Switch has been following me for a minute, and they are now a member. And we got Zelina, happy birthday. Mine's is on the 25th. Y'all let me know, because I got a whole Jocelyn Hernandez song for happy birthday that I have sung. K-Bragg says, Ye said in his Drink Champs interview that he wanted his kids to go to the Donda, but Kim fought it and sent them to a school he didn't agree with. Well, K-Bragg, the school she sent them to is accredited. I want to play this for you guys. Again, if you didn't watch my video earlier this morning, you will definitely understand after I play this. Then Fifi, Renaissance, and Devontae, you have to jump in, because I really do have to. Okay. I have to do my pre-interview with Unique, like literally right after this.
Can we still send questions for that?
Hold on 1 second. I want to play this really quickly, and then as soon as I play it, you are more than welcome to jump in. But I want you guys to hear what an administrator, a teacher in that school, Kanye school, actually has to say about what those little kids, we're talking first graders, second graders, are about to go through when they transfer out of Kanye's school. When you transfer out of Kanye's school or any school, you should have the ability to go on and operate at any level with anybody else. And I don't think that these kids in Donda have that. But this is what she had to say.
That they need to be aware that their children are behind, and that they need to consider that it's going to be very hard for them to be able to transfer their kids out of that school next year or later, because there is no grades, which I think they know of, and they can't get transcripts, and that they're not getting what they need. They're absolutely not getting what they need. The kids are...
There's no grades. Does that not sound like something that Kanye thought of? Oh no, we're going to have kids in the school. We're going to teach them. There's no grades. There's no way to determine where they stand in a class.
So can we interview her? Because why did she accept the position? And now that she knows it, what's her place?
Her place is to speak on it. Why she accepted the position? Because she's in LA and Kanye has a school. That
is she speaking on it because she submitted her resignation, or is she speaking on it?
Oh no, she's not with the school anymore.
Exactly. Okay, because what change are you bringing? I hear her.
She's now telling the world what's really going on for these kids. I wish I could show you the picture, but YouTube is very funny about that. I
How
cannot
long
show
did she
you
work there before she decided? Was she terminated or did she resign? Because now I got questions.
whether she's terminated or not. If what she's saying is true, Danielle, we have to really look at that. I know
That's
people
my
think
point. If it's true, not to cut you off, I do apologize. This is your show. But if it's true, did she speak up when she was in that administrative seat? And what was she doing while in that seat?
I don't know. I mean, I'll do a little bit of research and I will let you guys know on my video tomorrow morning if she was terminated before she came forward. But here's the thing about a whistleblower. I'm not the kind of person that says, okay, you were terminated, now you came forward with some mess. If you were the person who was going along to get along and you were making money from it, I still look at you a certain way, but that doesn't change what you have whistle blown about the people that you were talking about.
Fact.
Just
As an educator, and I support teachers, and like I said, I was raised by an educator, and so I'm here to support the mission. The mission is to teach these babies because they are our future, like Whitney Houston told us earlier on. However, we still have to hold her accountable at some point because she is or was in a seat where she could have been effective and raised her voice and helped these kids. That's all I'm saying. Not knocking her for whistleblowing or anything else. However, you can't, it has to make sense. It has to mems, and it's not memsing.
I mean, I'm also the person who, if you are a cheater, don't get on the pulpit and tell me about cheating. I get that. But in this situation, if you are that person who has chose to come forward after something is not right, I'm not going to fault you for that. If you went along with it for years, I'm going to still look at you a certain way. But at the end of the day, if what you are whistleblowing is true, and these children are the ones that are suffering at a school that you put your name on, then I'm looking at the head of it. Just saying. But let's finish what she has to say, and then you guys really have to jump in.
Real quick.
Go on at the school. We have something in place kind of called Educate that we haven't even been keeping up with. But since I've been there have been no report cards given to the students or progress reports. So because Donda is not accredited, you really can't get any documents from the school to show where you've been. We can tell you on things that we graded, but for it to be legitimately documented with the Department of Education, they don't have that. And so what happens is when kids do leave and go to another public or private school, they are then tested. And if they're going to test them, and if they come in at third grade level or fourth grade level and they're in the sixth grade, they're going to go into third grade, or they're going to be considered, getting IEPs or learning disabled because they're behind. But it won't be the child's fault that they're behind. It is Donda's fault that they're behind. I don't think it has really anything to do with Kanye. I don't think Ye has a whole lot to do with this.
Inside the school, do they teach about the Holocaust?
Oh, no.
So she's saying that Ye doesn't have a lot to do with it. Would people be in that school if it was not Donda? No. She doesn't want to go there because there is still some fear of what will come from Kanye. Lady, the whistle has been blown. I hope that the school system looks at that extremely closely and determines if those kids need to be there. But we really do have to move on to the people who have not spoken as of yet. That would be, in my opinion, Fatima, and then I think Renaissance. Devontae, I don't know if you've spoken or not.
Real quick.
Somebody was speaking?
I can chime in. It's Devontae. I just want to chime in with the Rocky and Latocha part. I felt like one of the major things I haven't seen a lot of people discuss about is the son. Because I know he's the son, but he's still also an adult. He's like 24, 25 now. And I feel like he's probably the most harmed person in this whole story, but also the person that
Wait, which son? I'm sorry. Which son?
Latocha and Rocky's son. He's like 24, 25 now. So I feel like he is old enough to give his perspective, but it seems like there's no discussion in interviews with Latocha and Rocky. He hasn't done interviews yet, and I feel like that's really telling that there's no discussion about him and his perspective, because in the show, at least, it seems like he's done with school. So I'm assuming he's living with them in that house together. And I feel like no one ever talks about him and how he's feeling, what he has to say about this. Because Unique in, was it the Tasha K's first interview? She discussed having talked to him on the phone as well. So Rocky seems like the type to bring his mistresses around his child. So I'm really interested in seeing how his perspective is in this situation.
I would like to piggyback off that too, because you kind of want to remember that a lot of times this child is 24 years old. They've been together for 27 years. And if you grow up in that and you see that every day and you get to become an adult, you are very aware of what your father is doing. And you also get to see how your mother deals with that. So he may not speak because he's totally aware of what Rocky's doing. He may also be aware of how his mother kind of deals with it. I wanted to kind of comment on that too and say that there's been a lot of discussion on this. She's aware, and I think there's a certain degree of awareness that she has. But Mims, my heart goes out to you when you do that interview with Unique, because a lot of people can acknowledge that there will be that needle in a haystack. She may think that she knows everything that's going on, but there may be that one little piece, that one little sliver that won't mean anything to anybody else. So your interview, I would tell you, just let God guide your heart, because you dig in and do what you do. You are the king of the straight shooters. So you just do you, because you're going to dig in, and there might be a question you ask that somebody will hear, and it's going to resonate with them, and they're going to be like, wait a minute, and that'll be the one thing. And with the son, and I'm gonna throw this in to be petty about that name. Unique's age, tread lightly when you ask about that name. I don't know if that's her birth name or if it's her stage name, but if it's her birth name, we got to forgive her parents, because a lot of times during that age, if you was born between,
it's not her.
Okay,
it's not her government name.
It's not her birth name. Okay, so she gave us something. Now you want to be cute, and parents went. And then I wanted to touch on SWV. I remember in 2006. First of all, one of the things that they touched on in the show was that SWV kind of had a quote unquote lead singer, which was Coco.
She was the lead singer. You don't have to pussycoat around that one.
Okay, I'm not YouTube. Okay, so she was the lead singer. The thing with Xscape is they didn't have a proposed lead singer. We've talked about how SWV, Coco has this 10 million, the other girls don't. I can remember in 2006 when Coco came out with her gospel album, she went straight gospel. The girls, that group was trying to tour and do things at that time, and she would not sing one SWV song with the group. She wouldn't do one thing with them because she was doing a gospel album. Now we 24. We hindsight. Now all of a sudden, I get it that she's coming out with bipolar, but I'm just saying the way she dealt with the thing, and all the fans was like, why she won't? I guess she went, gospel, but these were songs that were done before that. I mean, they not really risque. I mean, come on, she wouldn't do anything, which might lead to the fact why her viewers, they ask why these people that are following them, why the other girls don't have as much. It was a period where her gospel went out. Now, I don't know what happened to the gospel thing, but she's come back now. And then you notice on this last episode, she wouldn't sing the gospel song with her. Well, that's so Coco, because she never would fuse the two. It was so, and I remember that. No one's really spoke about it, but I think it just kind of says how she kind of has handled that and how her group has received her. Those girls were kind of hungry for it. Lily struggled with that. She went through homelessness and everything. Taj, she had a husband, I think he was an ex-ball player or something like that, and she went through her things, but they about their money now. Now Coco with it too now, but she with her money now too, I guess, because the gospel thing didn't play off. But it's kind of a parallel, but one of the two differences between the groups are you had a lead singer and one that you didn't, but they were kind of handled differently, but the same. But there was no discord between her group because they always knew they weren't the lead singer. So they just kind of waited for her to do what she did. And then when she came back, now all of a sudden we the group, we doing this together. We about making our money.
Well, I think
that's kind of, hold on one second. That's kind of that's kind of what I've been saying in this whole, I've been putting together a deep dive on Coco. You guys will be very surprised at the way that I view Coco. It's very similar to Tasha, but because Tasha and Kandi and Xscape, they've all been so messy, it's kind of taken the forefront. But there are some things backdoor that Coco has done that I will bring to the forefront. But we really do have to get to these people. Fatima, Fifi, And I think those are only two that have not spoken yet. If I miss somebody, definitely let me know.
Hi, ma'am.
I've also dropped the link to my new channel. Definitely subscribe there. I'm trying to get to between 500 to 1,000 people before I drop my first video. But it will be tips, life tips. It'll be all kinds of stuff. Definitely subscribe to that channel. Jump in, Fifi. And in my opinion, did you ever speak?
Not yet. I'm trying.
So, okay. Before I let you guys go, because I am officially late for my pre-interview with Unique, in my opinion, Fifi and Fatima, please jump in.
Okay, let me tell you something. Okay, Latocha gonna lie till she die. Okay, she's not gonna admit she's wrong in nothing. And here's the thing: she didn't went with this lie so long that I don't even want her to tell the truth no more because now I see you for who you is. And let me tell you something: if you think Mr. Rocky Balboa over there finna say anything that he done did, he not. He said all he needed to say. Let me tell you something: they ain't very smart at all. Because if they were smart, they would have shut up. But they ain't very smart. I ain't expecting more out of them. But ma'am, you know I already left the questions I want you to ask the little side piece because I want to know why she stayed so long. Because if the D wasn't good and he wasn't paying your bills, barely paying for you to stay in the lamp, what was you staying for? Like, yeah. So I'll be there.
I know you will. Fatima, jump in. Fatima? Okay. Fatima, I know you. Are you here?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, jump in, Fatima.
Can you?
No, it's Fifi.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me? Oh, go ahead.
Wait,
go ahead.
Saying, can you hear me? Is that Fatima? Okay. Fifi, go ahead and jump in and then we'll let Fatima close us out.
Hey, ma'ams, and hey, chat. Just wanted to say I actually have no questions for Unc, but I know that you'll do a great job on the interview tomorrow, so kudos to you. But I do want to speak up for Coco. That's my girl. I am so into her. I have a soft spot for her.
Into you.
Yes, right. That's right. One time, yes. But yeah, Coco is innocent, and I will always be here to speak up for her and to defend her. So I definitely look forward to your take on her, and just know I'll either be on the live or be somewhere in the chat, standing up for her.
Fifi, friend, you come on, friend. We had this conversation.
Hey,
come on,
hey,
friend, come on.
Hey, friend.
You know Coco.
Coco is innocent. We still
I
trying
need
to
you
get
to
her
help us understand. I need you to mems it, Fifi. Fifi, I need you to mems it.
Well,
how is Coco so innocent?
We're still trying to get her medication calibrated, so she's
Girl, she ain't had her medication for over 30 years now. How we going that?
No, it's actually been 6. She got it in I think she said 2017. But
so
I'm
you
doing
can
a
just
deep
get
dive.
it. You're not born with this. It just actually comes about. So I think she's always had this nasty attitude for the last 30 plus years.
Her medication falls somewhere between 15 and 25. They went too low, they went too high. We're still trying to get it calibrated. Just give us a minute. She has a good heart. She sings. She's for the group. Go, Coco.
Okay. Fifi, I hear you. I feel you. But I'm gonna do that deep dive. And when you do your defense against my deep dive, I will pin your comment in the chat because I'm here for people who have difference of opinion. And the last person to close us out is going to be Fatima. It is on you, my friend.
All right, can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay. And I did get to speak, but let me just close out saying this. I will be there to listen to the interview with
y'all all
Unique.
better be there. Fatima, y'all all better be there. When I get an interview like this is a big deal for a small content creator like me. Y'all all, the straight shooters better be in the house. Now, whether you agree with Unique or not, I need you guys to be there. I need you guys to like. I need you guys to share, because for me to continue to get big interviews like this, I have to produce numbers. That's me being very real with all of you all. I have to be able to produce numbers. My numbers with Tita, Jacqueline's sister from Potomac, we're at like 150,000 views. That's realistic. For somebody like Unique to interview with somebody like Tasha K, who has 1 million, for her to interview with somebody like me, it means that there is a belief in the straight shooters. So if I interview with her at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow, you guys all have to be there, and y'all all have to like and let people know that we're there. Period. Continue.
All right. Well, we'll like the video, but it don't mean we gotta like her. But
you don't
we'll
have
be
to
fair.
like her.
Okay. So I did put this question in the members only. But I would just like to know, because like, even if you look at with Wendy Williams and Calvin and Sharina, it just seems like for them coming out, I mean, they're the ones that ruined their own bag. So if he would have stayed married to Wendy, Sharina could have been living on the high horse. So my question to Unique is, why wouldn't she just be quiet, keep getting whatever the money or the clout or whatever it is that she needed and wanted, and just benefit that way and just keep her mouth shut? It just doesn't make any sense. It just seems to me that maybe she wanted to ruin or participate in ruining the marriage. Of course, Rocky already did that. Or maybe he didn't, because Tasha sounds to me that she's going to stick by him. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And that's her business, and she can do, what she likes. But I just wish there was, she should have just had a better way. I can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Platform, you don't have to sugarcoat it. I have so many women who are wives DMing me. When I talk to Unique, I'm going to let her know that. The same way that I talk to Pastor Scott, I'm going to let him know I'm a member of a single family household. So my questions are going to be from that consciousness. You don't have to sugarcoat on this platform. You want to know why somebody chose to be a mistress? We will ask her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's the good part about having somebody like me interview. I have nothing to lose. And when I get somebody who is comfortable just being upfront, those are the kind of conversations we're going to have. That question will be asked from the vantage point of people who are the wives. She was a wife. So that's when I say I'm going to get in there, I'm going to get in there. That's what the pre-interview is going to be about. But we see each other.
All right. That's what I like to hear. All right.
Can I throw one more question out, please?
Jump in, Danielle.
I want to understand if Unc is trying to get some kind of deal, because for her to have stuck around so long and now she wants to...
Hold on one second.
Not that you know she wanted a deal.
Hold on one second. Kaylin, you can join the membership. There's a description to the Straight Shooters membership on the description of this video. Definitely join. If you have questions for Unique, throw them in there. You will see there is a members only community tab post with questions specifically for Unique. That is something that I do for my members. K Bragg says, I get what the caller was saying. Your mouth wasn't working when you were collecting that bread. It begins and ends at the top. And at the end of the day, but she ain't getting a hero's trophy from me. She's speaking specifically about the whistleblower for the Donda School. I get that. She doesn't have to get a hero's welcome. But when a whistleblower comes forth, we have to acknowledge that even though they might have been shady and they might deserve some type of jail time or whatever that comes with, if they're blowing the whistle for the benefit of children, we have to accept that, take that for what it's worth, and then still look at them with the side eye. Thank you, K Bragg. Danielle, the floor is yours to close out.
No, just focusing on Unc again and her wanting a record deal potentially, because why did she continue to stay with him for all these years, going to the studio? Oh, we went to T.I. studio. So what? Like, right. The things that she's throwing out there, again, is not memsing. We need things to mems. If she can't make it mems, we got to cut it, because I think he must have been looking.
She wasn't with a big timer. Like, she wasn't with a big time guy who can put her on. Like, I feel bad for her, because like, you stay with a guy who ain't got no money. You stay with a guy who got a tooth missing. You stay with a guy that's on stuff. He got bad D. He can't even get his wife career off the road. But you thought he was gonna do something for you, and then you stay with him all this time. And what is the benefit that you got out of it? You didn't get anything. out of the deal. So like, I just feel like you trying to get on all these different shows to get a deal, but the thing is, nobody wants to hear music from. Can you even rap? Can you even sing? Like,
Nope.
what are you doing other than doing interviews?
And
I mean, congratulations
she
on the
said,
interview. There's nothing against it, but congrats on the interview. But what are you doing? Like, you're not doing anything.
Yeah, let's get the promoter. Let's get the promoter in this, and let's get some real, some real questions answered. But like I said, I'll be there. I'll be there to support you, Mims.
Remember, y'all, she mentioned, got me wasting my gas money. So you couldn't even get gas money from this bum. You can walk into the barbershop and bum gas money from the guys in the barbershop. They'll give it to you if you got a cute face and a donk. Like, she couldn't even get gas money out of him.
And I think,
so yeah, those things will all be, those questions will all be on the table. I really do think that Unique is with the shit. And I will say that anybody who chooses to interview with me after having seen the kind of interviews that I do, and they know that I get into it, I can appreciate somebody like Unique who will do it. A lot of people won't, because they are bringing their representative to interviews. Similar to when I interviewed Peter Thomas's ex, she gave you guys a full timeline. What you guys do with the timeline and how you perceived it really wasn't what affected her. She gave it to you. All those perceptions were out there for the world to see, and that's what I like. That lady is still in my DMs, and when I said that I hit 40K, she liked it, which means that she is with it. The fact that Mia, Candace, her husband, they all know who I am and watch my content means the world to me, because they understand what I'm giving, if that makes any sense.
Well, did you see Candace did an interview with Aaron?
House of Aaron? I watched it. I shouted him out. That is a big deal for somebody. Let me tell you guys this. So yes, my channel is growing really fast, but what I try to do is cultivate a whole circle of not necessarily like-minded people, but small content creators who have the same goals in mind. That's what I do. If you notice, not only do I shout out YouTubers, but I shout out people who do interviews. There's a lot of YouTubers who will cut, copy, and steal clips of people's hard-earned interviews. That's not me. I have shouted out Latocha, Tamika, Kandi, Tiny, Don Juan. It doesn't do me a disservice to also uplift and extend my hands to other people. That's why when people come at me with like flack, I'm like, what are you talking about? I literally have really worked to promote everybody, even the people that I don't agree with, because at the end of the day, that's what this is about. That's what the straight shooters are about. You guys are in all kinds of YouTubers panels. Trust me, I have found out through the straight shooters, oh, this person said this, oh, this person said that. It doesn't matter to me, because you come to my channel to get my opinion and the panel's opinion on certain things, and that's just what it is. I really try to uplift people, even if I'm shady, even if I can be messy at times, because what would that hurt me? Y'all will still be here because we have formed our own community, if that makes any sense.
Well, Mims, the thing is, you'll always get the hate because that's just what people do, but you're a fair person. Like, you're doing an interview and you're going to be fair about it. Most people can't do an interview with somebody that they just don't have any, that they don't see it for. But you're going to be fair. That's what your brand is. That's what you do. You help out people. You shout out people. That's why your channel is where it's at. And you continue to, it's your channel. You give whatever opinion you want to give. Either they like it or don't like it. Either they subscribe to it or don't subscribe to it. But you're always going to get the hate. So no, you could interview Michelle Obama. They'll find a way to say, well, Mims, you forgot to ask her this question. You forgot to ask that question. So like they'll do it. But you're going to get tore up for the Unique interview. Who cares? You got the interview. They didn't.
Why would I get tore up? I'm going to do a whole Patreon dedicated
because people don't like.
Hold on one second. I'm going to do a whole Patreon dedicated to conversations with mistresses, strippers, pimps, hoes. I'm going to do a whole Patreon dedicated to the conversations with people that the world has thrown away. but I'm going to get in there and find out, why were you in this position? Are you comfortable in this position? What have you done? Are you trying to get out of the position? That is literally what the goal is and will be for my Patreon. I hope you guys support it, but even if you don't support it, I'm still going to do those interviews because those type of people matter to me. They are not to be thrown away, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It
But
does.
I don't mean for up in a way where like to offend or anything like that. I'm just saying how negative the internet can be. They'll see the interview and why he interviewing her, she this blah 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 blah. But that's just what people do. Like I said, you could interview Barack, they will find a reason to have something negative to say more than they will something positive to say. So that's all I'm saying about it.
I hear you.
Hey, ma'am, did she tell you why she wanted to do all these interviews? Like, what's her purpose?
She trying to claim her 15 minutes of fame.
I'll be honest with you. When Unique first came forward, I had a lot of like different kinds of questions for her. When she did the interviews with Tasha, there were questions that I had that would be follow-ups to the things that she said with Tasha. So when she reached out, it was in response to my pre-Tasha K interview. But the way that my mind works is I've already covered the Tasha K's interview, and I had more questions. But my questions aren't necessarily Tasha K's questions. Tasha is a titan in the industry, and she does what she does, and she will always do that. My interview style is different, and that's what I hope to get out of that. So when she was here for it and here for my type of questioning, I love to get in there. And I don't just love to get in there with people like Unique. I love to get in there with people in general. You guys have kind of seen that. And I know that you guys see that because you're in my DMs and you're like, wait, this person said this. This feels like something that you would deep dive on. When that kind of stuff happens, it really brings joy to my heart because I've been going through a lot of like really deep, ridiculous shit. And the amount of stuff that I have gone through in a very short amount of time, I know for a fact that a lot of people would not have survived it. Not only have I survived it, I've survived it while being a caregiver. I've survived it while being a full-time employee in a corporate atmosphere, and I've survived it being a full-time content creator. So I know who I am. I know who the straight shooters are. And I knew when Unique reached out for that interview, I said, the straight shooters have questions. And here
Can I
we
ask
are.
you a real question? Can I ask you a question now? Are you going to
Jump
have a
in,
red
but
cup
we
full
do
of?
have to close really soon.
Are you going to have your red cup full of good juice when you interview her, please?
I don't. Unique, when I watched the interview with Unique, she's the kind of person who like doesn't really give you a bullshit ass response. So, and shout out to me cursing this much.
Juice. Red cup.
I don't think that I'm gonna do that just because Unique is here for it. So I kind of have the questions in my mind. I kind of have the questions from the straight shooters, and when I interview, it's less of an interview and more of a conversation. So I hope you guys pick that. I don't think that I need a shot or anything for that because I feel like then I can really like get in it with her. And I feel like she is the type that will be forthcoming with whatever question that I have. But guys, we really have to close out because I'm super late for my pre-interview with her. I hope to see you guys here tomorrow. I will definitely drop my Coco Plus video tomorrow morning. You guys will see that.
I can't
If
wait.
you don't agree with me about Coco, definitely put it in the comment section of that video. If you do agree with me, we see each other, but you don't have to see it with me to be a part of this channel. Somebody was trying to say something, Fifi?
Nope, I said I can't wait.
In my opinion, you got anything? Okay. Q?
As I always say to you, you're the hardest working man in YouTube. And congratulations.
Congratulations.
I appreciate that. It's a big deal to have somebody like Unique even want to shoot the shit with me and interview. So I appreciate you guys. I will see you here tomorrow at 7:30. The straight shooters, I will say this much. The amount of behind the scenes work that I do to get stuff like this, I need you guys to show up and show out. I know a lot of blogs repost me. I appreciate that, but I need my core audience here, 7:30 p.m. Central tomorrow with Unique, and we will see how that goes.
We'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there. And I like your last intro better. The other intro that had me in it. All right, have a good night.
Bye, y'all. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye.